just like the red puppy.
Hello everyone, dear Facebook followers, fans and other interested people. My name is Markus Conrads and I'm 32 years old and the author of The Western Front during World War I. I record this video to tell you a little bit more about my experience as an author during the 2 years of process in writing this book. Let me start first where it all begins with a pile of letters. Like this one, for instance. It's very rare and hard to find letters that belongs together. Most likely they got lost, faded away, burned during World War I or World War II. And so when you are lucky that you can find a pile of letters that belongs to one person, then the journey can start. First of all, you start with a transcription. In this case, the German old type, which is Sutterling. It's not exactly what our type would look like these days. So first it starts with a little bit transcription, and that's a process that takes, well, in my case, between 3 and 6 weeks to learn how to write the script. And of course you get different subtypes. So you start first with a transcription ABC, with the smaller and the uppercase type. And then you write out your first letters by hand. And I usually do that with the first 10 to 20 to get used to the handwriting type of that particular letters. And then I start with the big bunch on the computer to process it. Yeah, during that transcription process, which is really like a very exciting part of the writing process, because you are the first one after so many years who can read the messages, the stories, the feelings of those persons who wrote these letters. So it's an incredible, exciting part of the writing process during my book. And a lot of questions rose during that process. So you read things you don't understand. They explain something about things you don't know. So at the end you end up with buying a bunch of other books to get a little bit deeper into detail of those unknown topics. So yeah, I ended up sometimes even with books from the 1920s, 1930s, and so the next step is to familiarize yourself with the unknown, and sometimes that takes weeks for one topic, because simply you have to read 1 or 2 books and then sort out the information that you want to use. Or after that part is done, I had all the letters together, I printed them out, and I scratched like 60-70% of the information and rewrote the way the sentences were written a little bit, because some way were very old-fashioned and was not suitable to publish in a book these days. After that part was done, I stenciled it together in the right order on date, so the story became a little bit more a fluent big part. And as a last, I added all the pictures. That was also very exciting, because in my case, my soldier, he had a still image device. So he took some pictures, he sold them to other comrades, and so there must have been some around, let's say in the numbers of 10 of each picture. So I start looking for those pictures, other collectors. Some of them I had myself, some hand drawings, and some old books I found, some maps. And so I had to put it all together in a way that it makes sense and fits into the story. And Yeah, the most exciting picture was actually one that came with the letters together, and it's actually two pictures, and both of them they show a airplane, and one airplane, both airplanes are crashed, and both of them are French, and on both of them are German soldiers surrounding the airplane and posing together with it and say, hey, look, what good have we done? We caught one of those bloody airplanes. And well, one of them shows the wreckage of Roland Garros airplane. At that time, I did not know exactly who Roland Garros was. So I read a few stories about him, and he appears to be a kind of famous person in France. So they got like the Roland Garros tennis competition, something similar to the Wimbledon, Australian Open, and so this guy was really famous. And I got a picture of him and his airplane shot down. And the second one was actually a poem from Bruno, and it describes actually how they shoot down an airplane, and how you can see the pilots are falling out of the airplane like two little dots in heaven, and then they go and visit the place, and he describes very clearly his feeling and like what a big shame it is to see those two persons there, laying dead and so young and pretty and full of life, and yeah, why are we doing this? And I found the picture from exactly this airplane on that day, on that time, so that was a kind of yes, a big excitement that I managed to get all the information which was separately after so many years to put it together and to be able to tell the story to the whole world, and that feels great. And after the book was done, so I wrote the book twice, first in the original language, which is German, and second I wrote it in English because there were so many requests and people kind of really liked this topic, I found out. So I was like, okay, it's worth it for all those people. Let's take another year and write another book in the English language, and that is what I've done. So I hope you and the rest of the world can enjoy this story. After the books were done, I tried to recover exactly try to find out exactly the places where those letters were written, and that appears to be in the Argonne forest. So in January 2017, this year, I went for 1 week to visit those places, and yeah, that was an incredible, how can I say, emotional, strange, exciting, all kind of different feelings, because when you're writing for over 2 years a book and you go through all those letters, you kind of feel like it is your own experience. You are so deep into it, it becomes kind of be a little bit a part of yourself, and very strange. I did not expect anything like that, but when I first time arrived there and drove into that forest with all the many craters and damages and zillions of trench networks, and it was kind of, wow, I'm now here, and then you think about some more emotional things. He was very scared sometimes, and you see all those gigantic craters size of a house and even bigger, and you think like, whoa, this is really dangerous and must have been horrible to be there at that time. And I kind of feel a little bit sorry for the persons who were there. And then you go to the monuments and you think like, whoa, shit, here they are really laying dead. And then you count the numbers like, whoa, those are more than 1,000, and there are 1,000, and there are 5,000, and all those people, they have stories, and this is only one story. And so I was a kind of, wow, it's actually, they have deserved it, that their story will go into the world and we maybe can learn something from it to not do the same mistake again, because it will end up really bad for a lot of young people and old people and everyone. So yeah, that was a little bit the first feeling I had there. And it's something, well, maybe if you have finished the book and you go and visit those places, maybe you kind of can understand what I mean. I would like also to tell you a little bit more about two songs that I have written based upon two poems from the book. And actually the two poems, one is Argonne Graves. It was again a very emotional poem about finding your dad during the fight, and how people will come and visit after war to come and look at your own grave. So it's a little bit something you cannot really imagine if you're not in that situation. But anyway, so I wrote a song about it, and of course with the help of some other very professional people, a singer-songwriter from the US and a singer from Sri Lanka, and together we recorded it, and well, the result you can see in a couple of minutes. And a second song is a more happier song, a little bit feeling good. It's also about, in times of war there's also something like love. So the song is Red Poppy.
Red poppy, her heart went hard with love. Her crown of virgin like Marguerite, shine as white as a dove. Just like the red poppy, her heart went hard with love. Her crown of virgin like Marguerite, shine as white as a dove.
And it's a little bit about his sweetheart, and he collects a bunch of flowers and thinks about her. He cannot see her, and he wishes he would be with her. And every morning when he passes by the flowers and when the sun raises, so it's all about a little bit more positive side of the war, as far as it is a positive thing. And that was also a very a new kind of experience for me, first time, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope you can enjoy the songs as well. And now I would like to show you something more.
Of many men who came to be one with the earth after blood was shed. Could it be the living who were dead? We continue on as our comrades sleep. It's as if our souls forget to weep. For the brave souls who now eternally rest among the cold depths of dark forest. Each day you wish it for a life lost. When blood is drawn, we pay the cost. Our winds whisper, for peace they call. Too many lives we've seen fall. But one day when the weapons will rust and their need for blood is no longer a must, when the fighters get up into the sunlight and pale angels of death are taking flight, they'll search the bleak forest below the skies. On rock-cut monuments will rest hard eyes. Aching hearts will grace the earth in prayer. and heart bitter sobs will fall from the air. Each day we share for a life lost. When blood is drawn, we pay the cost. Our wings whisper, for peace they call. Too many lives we've seen fall. We blindly woke and failed to see the names of many men who came to be. One with the earth after blood was shed. Sometimes it's the living who are dead. But when the evening sun lights up the land, we think ahead to better days as we stand.